It's be you, be fearless.
Nice.
And because I do that every day, I'm out here looking like a Jigglypuff, okay? I'm, I'm in Tucson for Ōtara, and I do this on purpose because I know that I'm not the only one. I'm not the only wahine out there that likes to be a little bit more feminine. And so I do this so that other ladies can see it happening and go, you know what? I'm going to wear that pretty dress today. It's not just for church.
No. Kia ora everyone, and welcome back to the We Are Ōtara podcast. Today we are with an amazing guest, and I just must say I am honored because it's almost been a month since we first met each other. I'm just privileged, so thank you so much for coming. Please introduce yourself to our beautiful viewers out there.
Well, thank you for having me, Vincent.
Awesome.
My name is Candice Luke, but in the hood, everyone calls me Candy, and this is Honey.
Oh,
it's my
hello.
first baby.
Hey.
And we hail from Ngāti Kahua in the whānau Te Rarawa, down in Taranaki, but I've been in South Auckland all my life.
Way awesome. Thank you very much.
I work at the Ōtara Kai Village. That's the main thing.
Awesome, man. So thank you so much for coming. I hear from a little birdie that you did an amazing trip out to Japan.
That's our ETL crew.
Yeah.
So they're our global travel rangatahi. The kaupapa around that is stemmed off the end or the side of the Ōtara Youth Hub, which was running for a few years on just in our town centre there, but unfortunately funding fell through with the changing government.
Yeah.
And they lost the space. There were amazing youth workers in there. They had a solid group of rangatahi cycling through who were learning all sorts of things from driver's licensing, motorbike licensing. They were being connected to employment, being connected to education, and just opening up their minds to another world, another worldview through travel. So that's the crew that's just come back from Japan. Our teams for ETL that go overseas, they usually go for a particular youth kaupapa, like a youth summit or World Expo, something that can bring skills back into our community, and they come first every time. These youth summits, they take them out because they go in there loud, proud, very Ōtara, very Pacifica, very Māori, and they're unique. And so they've taken out their most recent competition, and from the back of those kaupapa, things like the School Hive have been created, which is an online marketplace for school uniforms to be exchanged or sold for cheap or free. And it's something that those rangatahi saw as an issue in community they wanted to help alleviate, and they're doing that. But to speak more on that, Te Rangi, our CEO, and Swanee, our founder, they are really the backbone of that kaupapa.
Okay.
So maybe that could be another episode where
That
you
would
bring
be
them
lovely.
on for te rangatahi.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, no, I just hearing about the trip and whatnot, and this is the main reason why I was like so excited to hear this, is that I consider myself a bit of a Japanese enthusiast, but at the same time, just putting myself in that situation where I normally we don't get those opportunities to go out there, go past the Ōtara boundaries or out within our community boundaries. And we just recently, well, a couple of years ago, we had our first steps out of Ōtara to go do awesome things. Like the start of this year, we did the marine trip up at around Browns Bay, is that right? Or Tors Bay, around that area. And it's just seeing the kids along the beach, and it's just, this is what we work for. This is what we want to put smiles. But then they bring that knowledge to share amongst our youth and whatnot. With that said, I love your social media presence. It's an awesome thing to view. What is the process for you when it comes to making content for your pages, if you don't mind me asking?
The process is ever changing, so I like to be organized. I'm a Virgo, but I guess with the amount of kaupapa that are on the plate for me to go through in a day, it's getting a bit out of hand.
Damn.
So, for example, I'll just give a really quick example. It's a personal example though.
Right.
So I am currently 28 weeks pregnant and with my first baby.
Way.
And the hood will know her as Honey Girl.
Way.
I will not shush about her.
No.
But on November the 5th, I started a countdown 100 days till baby. I did day 100, day 99, and now we're on day maybe 70 something, 80 something. And I haven't done another video because I'm too busy doing OKV. I've got another job out in Ōtara. We also have a page called Southside Thrive.
Way.
And Southside Thrive was created off the back of the suicide awareness walks.
No.
It was somewhere for me to put that content specifically. And then I went out into community after that, and I realized I needed to not only speak about this very heavy, it's a very deep topic, and it's mamai for our community. It hurts. I needed to also balance that on that page with something uplifting.
Yeah.
So we started going back and forth between different kaupapa on Southside Thrive, but at any given day, there are those 4 platforms and my personal one. So, for example, on the way here, we had Jay's Mighty Fry setting up at the Ōtara Kai village. And whenever we've got a vendor there, we need to promo.
Yep.
So they set up. I go, okay, bro, I got to go. I've got a podcast. Okay, take a quick shot, get in the car, go and get me a V. I know we shouldn't be drinking caffeine like that when we're pregnant, but I really needed it today.
Yeah.
And so I get my drink and I sit in the car and I'm editing this video. And it's like 12:01, and then I email you to say I'm gonna be late. I'm just around the corner. I was just so I could quickly jump on my phone. It takes about 5 minutes to throw that video together, put some music on it, a caption that's accurate and is gonna make people move.
Yeah.
Chuck it up, make sure it goes where it needs to go: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, community groups, pages. And then I'm off to the next kaupapa, which is what's got me here today.
Yeah. I'm already like buzzing just by the amount of lists that you have to do, and you did that within a time period of 6 minutes, and that's like huge. Because if you look at, like, I'm sorry to deviate, but if you look at actual social media companies, they got at least 2 days ahead, and they already did the footage that they need. They've already gone through their social media teams, but you're just a one-man gang.
Pretty much. Yeah. They're very well planned, and I'd love to be like that, but it's just the extent of the mahi and the scope of it, and that it's every day is different. So I can plan as much as I want, but that's not how community works.
Yeah, no. It's like, once again, it sort of reflects off how life goes. It's always ever changing and unpredictable, and just watching your social media presence grow, and it's just awesome. Because my first experience of watching your amazing content was with the Aotearoa Wrestling Aotearoa Showdown. I was like, she's up in this balcony doing this? Oh, heck yeah. And I'm like thinking to myself, I should be thinking about this every time when I'm at an event. I'm on as a outreach team, because I was part of the outreach team. I should be plugging this event. So I'm learning from you as I'm going. And with those sort of events, what is that thought process? And does it separate you from a person that's doing promo for a brand and promo for yourself, as you mentioned before?
For sure, it does separate, because I come into every kaupapa with the lens of what would community want to see.
Yeah.
Not what would the brand or what would the marketing team want to push. It's what would me as a regular person want to see from whatever's being presented.
Yeah.
And that's what I grab and put out there. Because I'm also a very excitable person.
Yeah.
I have a lot of emotions. I'm a big crier when I'm happy or sad. So I like to translate that and kind of use that behind my social media to create interest and hype, I guess. Yeah, and I just like to share what I see, because our community, sometimes they can pigeonhole themselves, or they can have this idea of themselves that, that's not a space that I would be in, or those aren't people I would talk to. But for me, everyone is the same.
Yeah.
And if I'm over here doing this and I'm your neighbour, why can't you be here with me too? And that was the awesome thing about working with Aotearoa Wrestling, was that Henare, the CEO, the founder, the cousin. Ngāti
Yeah.
So he actually donated a whole bunch of tickets to that Aotearoa showdown to our community youth workers, and it was an awesome night. And from that perspective, that's where I came with my social media. Like, I had 2 whānau passes, and so as soon as I got in the door, I saw the ring. Okay, let's cut a promo. Let's give away these whānau passes. Within 20 minutes, both of them were reserved. Went down the door, met the families, met the kids, smiles all around, free night out.
Yeah.
Thanks to Aotearoa Wrestling and the sponsors who are our local boards who supported them to make that happen. Yeah, so always looking at it from the perspective of community and how would I get my people here in the space.
That's awesome. That's awesome, because I'll give you a little background. With me, it was a shock and awe thing. So I randomly get a message at about 8 o'clock in the evening, and it's a Facebook message. But I was like, that's weird. It's from Henare. So he sent me a friend request. And the first thing he goes, I saw your someone sent me your podcast. I'm going, oh no, what did you watch? So he's like, hey, I'll add you as part of the outreach team, and we'll work from there. So I was like, oh, that's awesome, that's cool. So just with that, and the connections that I made on that Friday that we met, it was awesome, because I get to learn who was out there. Yeah. You know, the awesome people in their mahi. So that was awesome. So we'll come back to that. We put that in a later episode further onwards. For sure. But let's slowly wrap up things as we come towards an end. You mentioned the community and being your main focus of your content. Mm-hmm. Let's pretend that I'm a 16, 17-year-old that wants to get into that social media platform and isn't knowing where to start. Where do I start as a young person going to social media? How do I start? Do I just buy a phone or a camera, or do I need to learn things, brush up on how to act adequacy in terms of camera stuff? How do I start?
It really depends what that particular individual is comfortable with having online, because some people are happy to be their natural selves all day, every day in front of a camera, and some people that could end up being detrimental in the future. So it's like looking at yourself in your life. What parts of your life do you want to share? What parts do you think are interesting? Not even that you think are interesting, but other people think are interesting, because we have tall poppy syndrome in Aotearoa.
Absolutely.
In our communities, particularly Māori Pacific communities, we don't like to brag. You know, we are not the sweet kamera, but we are. And sometimes we need a little bit of help to see that. So it might be taking a step to be like talking to your mates, being like, "My bro, why do you like me? What do you think's cool about me?
Yeah.
Am I funny?" You know, and just having a little conversation. And you could learn so much about yourself by the way other people perceive you, but not that should be the be all and end all, because we love our youth to have their own self-esteem, their own self-worth, and to put themselves forward. But that might be what it takes, just to find out what things about your life would interest other people, and how are you going to portray that. And it doesn't have to be polished and clean or on a good camera with HD, all of that. It doesn't need to, because I've seen people go viral and they're using the crappiest, cheapest phone that Wynn's bought them. But it's not really about the visual at the end of the day. It's about the story and the connection that you make across the screen to the other person. And so if you've got a story and you want to tell it, do it. But yeah, just keep in mind what you're saying, and that you're protecting yourself at the same time. Yeah. Because, you know, we do some silly things in our youth as well. And when I was a rangatahi, when I was in high school, it was the Bebo days. I was in there. The Bebo days, yeah, because I was born in 89, so I was right there in the midst of Bebo, before Facebook, actually before MySpace. And the thing on Bebo, it was just photos. Yeah. That's all we had, was photos. Now there's video, there's all sorts of content. People everywhere have a device.
Yeah.
They're capturing everything at any time. So back then it was a little bit safer to be silly and to make mistakes. I'm not saying that it's not safe now. There are laws around all of that.
That's good. Yeah.
And that's an education that our rangatahi also need to have.
Absolutely.
Because some of them are using it as a weapon against each other. And it's not right. And I wish that all the schools out there could better educate their youth to the effects of the social media, online bullying, things like revenge porn. These are all real issues for our youth. Right. And so I hope that education gets up. Maybe I'll start working on that. But yeah, have a story. Share it. Don't be too polished. Look after your heart. Look after yourself and your safety. Don't give out too many details online.
Yeah.
That's another thing. So don't be giving out your phone number, your address, all of that. And especially when you post, make sure you're not still in that space, because that's another weird thing that people do is that I try not to post unless I'm working. I don't like to post where I am at the time.
Yeah.
It's just about safety. Yeah, but be safe online if you know. And all the schools, please up your education around social media use.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I love how you mentioned that about education towards social media, especially around the media content around it, because when I was growing up, we were traditionally taught about traditional media, so that's TV, radio, newspaper, but early 2000s onwards, we were pushing towards digital media, so we were looking at the presence of photos as well as videos, and now content is available anywhere on any device.
And we were the guinea pigs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And just you mentioning that the knowledge and safety knowledge in schools about social media is vital, because I've done silly things as well, and it's on social media, it's on YouTube, and it does come back to it when people, recruiters and whatnot, will search upon your name and whatnot. But at the same time, we got to protect our young ones, and it comes to that digital footprint is going to be last long as it on if it was on sand, because it doesn't wash away. So thank you for mentioning that. That's very important for us to learn and to come to a conclusion at the end where I always love to ask is what is a quote or a piece of word that you would love to share amongst our viewers out there that you have sown in your heart that's kept you going throughout these years?
That is a massive one. And because I'm such a yapper, all the words going through my head. And they're in Māori, and they're in English, and they're in Samoan somehow as well. Oh, wow. This is actually one from a good friend of mine. Her name's Ernestina Bontumaro, and this is one of her phrases.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's, be you, be fearless.
Nice.
And because I do that every day, I'm out here looking like a Jigglypuff, okay? I'm in Tucson for Ōtara, and I do this on purpose because I know that I'm not the only one. I'm not the only wahine out there that likes to be a little bit more feminine. And so I do this so that other ladies can see it happening and go, you know what? I'm going to wear that pretty dress today. It's not just for church.
No. It's an everyday thing, and I like, as much as your social media present, it's shown here today, and it's a beautiful collage of colors, and your knowledge will spread out to those who need to hear it, and as well as your amazing work. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Vincent. And Honey said, "Chur, my bird."
Hey! See, I got approval. Hey!
Yeah.
Once again, thank you so much. Thank you once again for watching. I hope you feel inspired and feel as fearless as our beautiful interviewer or as our guest is. Kia ora.